Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mists of Kren's Valley, a Humblewood Ravenloft campaign. Last session was our first session, and boy oh boy, was it a long one. The party was traveling through the wood, which is the common term for the Humblewood, where they are consumed by a mysterious fog overnight. After following the only path ahead of them, they end up at a manor with two Vulpin fox humanoid children inside. The children tell them that there's a monster in the house, and the parents have locked it in the basement. After a bit of investigating, the party finds out that the house is not all that it seems, and they soon learn that the children they met actually died a long time ago and now haunt the attic as ghosts. The secret staircase in the attic led to the basement, which turned out to be a huge dungeon set for cultist activities. Battling ghouls and following the mysterious chanting, the group is led to the center of the cultist activities. A partially flooded sacrificial chamber where they kept an entity called Lorgoth the Decayed. The party refused to give the cult a sacrifice, triggering Lorgoth's wrath. Fleeing from this shambling mound, the party escapes the manor, which is now turned against them and fights back. Barely escaping with their lives, they now end up on the streets of a sad village nestled in a valley, with a bottle of fine wine and a letter that reads, "Welcome to Barovia." So, Nyhm, for last session, is currently unconscious. Maybe fading in and out of consciousness. But at 0 hit points, regardless. Saxton, your Strig monk, big burly Strig monk, is really hurt. Not exactly sure how Tim-Tam and Hemlock are doing, but I'm sure at least emotionally they are drained. You're not sure what time of day it is, because it's raining right now. But you know it's got to be sometime during the day, because there is a bit of light coming through those gray clouds.
I will grab from my pouch a stack of herbs and set it on fire and move the smoke in front of Nyhm and cast Cure Wounds.
On whom?
Me.
Because I have one more spell slot.
I certainly appreciate that. How much does it heal me?
Where's my d8s? Here.
Why does it sound like a cat?
You heal 5 HP.
Much appreciated.
You should be conscious now. I mean, you should be waking up.
Yes.
From the... I mean, it smells really bad, but...
Hey. If it's smelling salt and it wakes my ass up, I have no problems with that.
Big baby. Not you, my cat.
I was about to say, what?
Yeah, you.
You didn't stutter.
You big kitty. Okay, so, focusing. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. And you notice that the windows on each of these houses stare out of pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for this mournful sobbing and drizzle of rain through the streets.
Did we lose somebody?
What did the rest of you do?
Well, I finally get up off the ground and well, my first thing is to thank Tim-Tam for the healing. Second one, I grabbed the bottle of wine. I think one of us has deserved it.
Are there any buildings that look like we can take shelter in that won't kill us?
That last part's probably harder to determine.
Not the House of Death, maybe the Shed of Mayhem or something.
Oh yeah, I found the perfect house. We just came out of it. We all know all the trouble.
The house, the manor that you guys just left, peering back behind you, as in game this has only been maybe a minute or two, you can see the glow of fire deeper inside the house.
Whoops.
No whoops. If you didn't, I was gonna.
Oh, yeah, right. I did that. But yeah, I know it had to be done. I just hope it doesn't spread too much.
Well, one, the rain should help keep the fire relatively contained. Two, I don't think there's a single person around that's gonna care.
Yeah, sure.
Saxton, are you just looking in nearby houses? They're tiny little village houses. They're actually, for Humblewood, these are very these are fairly primitive houses for you.
Is there any sign that the boiling pile of trash is still pursuing us?
No. You see no sign of the kids either.
Didn't Tim-Tam put them on the back, on their pack to carry them out to bury later?
The corpses, yeah, but not the... I mean, the spirits.
Right, the images we couldn't exactly do because they were trying to possess us. But
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to actually
Did
keep
you-
the bones or if you planned on actually burying them.
Did you keep the bones? I thought you just put them in something and they were up in the attic still.
No, I wrapped them up and put them with in my bag. I mean, on top of all my stuff.
Oh, wow.
So they are tied to my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, Saxton put the sheet over them for respect to bury later. Tim-Tam put them and the sheet on their pack to bury.
Well, this rain is cold and wet. As Saxton looks into nearby houses. Looking into the windows, you can see they are very poor conditions. They seem like they're abandoned. The windows, like the glass is broken on a few of them. Some of them, the windows are just completely wide open. A few of them actually have what appear to be pieces of wood that have been nailed up on the windows and on the doors going into the home.
Anything that to get out of the elements for right now.
You eventually do find a little place to squat. That would fit the group.
I say we go.
You head inside. The door is unlocked. In fact, it's barely holding on the hinges, this rusty, rotting wooden door. There's not even creaking sound, as it's just like rust on rust, and it's more just like resistance on the thing. And when you head inside, there's no light sources in here. I don't think that's a problem. I think Tim-Tam always has some kind of light on of some kind.
Yeah, I have my... Well, right now I will be just like... I mean, it doesn't light a lot, but like 5 feet, I think. So yeah, no.
Can you spot us a fireplace? I might be able to light one.
There is a little fireplace in here.
I will go to light it.
There is no wood in the fireplace, though.
I think I have some tinder.
There's a bunch of... you're not sure what the furniture was, but there are pieces of furniture laying around.
Oh, time to chug it.
Smashy smash.
All right.
You use the mash, I'll use some tinder, light the fire.
You guys do that, and you get the fire started. Brings some warmth here. And a bit more light. The room is very musty. Now that there's a bit more lighting now, the chimney actually starts to catch on fire on the inside for just a moment. Just enough to be like, oh, uh-oh. But you realize it's burning the cobwebs away as it's going upwards. But the
Also
cobwebs...
make sure the flue is open.
The what?
The flu.
The flu.
Oh, the flu. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Dirt floor. There appears to be a separate room for the bedroom. And there appears to be very simple beds that are very old. And you guys
That
go in the room
is-
with a light source and you just see like little spiders and stuff skitter out of you.
Oh.
But it's warm and dry, right?
Better than outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna set up a cot in one of the corners.
Okay.
For,
I'm gonna
okay.
meditate by the fire and dry my feathers.
Anyone else do anything?
I want to make friends with the spiders.
Go play with the spooters.
The spiders are
Stopping.
the spiders are trying to hide, but they're just hanging up on the top corners of the ceiling, and you easily see them. But you're pretty sure, being the intelligence of spiders, they think if they don't move, you won't see them.
Rex.
Mm. Mm. Should I do it? Okay. I'm just gonna let you stay there. Again, giving her an accent.
I'm fine with that.
I'm just gonna let them stay there, and then she'll go back to the bed and like push down on it and like lay down. She's just gonna lay down.
As
Look,
you
an entire swarm of spider friends.
As you foof it, there's a little squeak noise, and you catch just barely a glimpse of your eye, like a mouse, scurry into like a little wedge under the wall and floor.
More animal friends.
Do you take a long rest in here or a short
Oh
rest?
God, yes.
Yeah, I kind of need it.
All right, on D&D Beyond, there's a nice little button that says long rest and then confirm,
Yeah.
and it will long rest
You
everything.
have to confirm twice. I mean,
Yeah.
click twice.
And you all take a break. Do any of you sleep?
I'll sleep.
Yeah, I'll try to.
I'll
I
take
mean-
first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll
Alright.
take third.
I'll take a rock. No, anyway, sorry. And the
I got a rock.
when you all rest, some of you sleep, some of you maybe just close your eyes. The rain is words. The rain is oddly peaceful. So the sound of that kind of drowns out the crying that you're hearing in the village. And some of you wake up probably thinking, oh, this was all just a dream. But then when you wake up and you realize, nah, this wasn't a dream. During Tim-Tam shift, you heard a cart wheeling by. And there's like got wooden wheels, so it's a very squeaky wooden cart going through the rain. You heard an old lady singing or humming to herself. So I'm like, just like barely, you can hear it on the other side. She squeaks over to you're pretty sure is the door you guys came in. You can see like the shadow casting off of her from outside, and she like pauses for a moment, and then continues going with her cart. You hear her knock on a door to a nearby building.
Can I see something from the window?
Do you want to do it stealthily, or are you just gonna peek?
I try to do it stealthily.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Is there like where's this? It's like dim light or darkness?
Yeah. In this house, it's pretty easy to be in complete darkness at the window.
Then I don't have to roll a disadvantage. Um, not the D12. What my D20? Here, okay. That's a 16.
Alright.
Stealth.
You peek your head up, and you see outside a rickety wooden cart, and scratched in birdfolk, which birdfolk in the Humblewood setting is common. For those of you at home, that bottom part of the overlay is the birdfolk font. I think it's called Scratch or something. You see on it clearly written, "Dream pastries for sale." And this nice old hedge lady, Hedge is the hedgehog anthropomorphic, is at the door. You notice that her nose is kind of bent a little bit, and she's got a little wart on her snoot. She's got maybe a little too many whiskers for a lady hedge, but you know, older lady hedges, they get more whiskers as they get older. Some of her quills are kind of gray, but she just waits there for a few moments. You think she goes to look your direction, because she's just staying there waiting for a bit, and you duck, and you're pretty sure she didn't see you. And then when you safely pull your beak back up to look, she looks like she's no longer interested in that house, and she keeps moving along with her cart. You notice that she's got a drapery over top so the rain doesn't catch it, and the smell. Oh, the smell of these pastries, they smell amazing.
Do we know what a dream pastry is?
You've never heard of a dream pastry before.
Didn't think so.
It smells like a delicious meat pie.
How many rations do we have? Do I have rations?
If you took the regular pack, you should at least have 2 weeks worth.
Have 1 day, I think.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that really happens during your group's long rest. As everyone gets their long rests and wakes up and stretches and whatnot.
Okay, so there, I will talk to the rest of the group. During my shift, an old woman came selling pastry.
Pastries? Why didn't you get any?
Because I don't know where we are. I don't know
Which
the
way does she
people.
head?
I mean, she was pulling a big. I mean, a cart shouldn't be difficult to miss. Yeah.
Which way did she go?
This was a few hours ago.
Oh.
I mean, it was.
You know what?
It
You were
was
the last.
around.
You were the last shift, right, Tim-Tam?
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
about an hour ago. That makes more sense.
She was going around town, stopping at every door.
Should we go where direction she went or where she came from?
Yeah, I don't know, but at least we know that there's people here that eat food. Me?
Well, you're not wrong. It doesn't mean at least there are alive creatures and not just that horrible house we were just in. But if we're going to follow her, Saxton, we probably need to head towards the way she went.
I'd like to find where the cemetery is and bury the children.
Might find it along the way.
There are wooden wheels that were going through the road that had muddied up. There's a very clear trail of where she went, so you guys could easily catch up to her if you would like.
Do we want to bury them in a cemetery or near their house?
Well, maybe, yeah, in their yard.
She, from your perspective, she headed to the left on the street. She came from the right, where you guys came from. You guys, the death house is just across the street. Now I think about it, everyone got to see the house burn down. So that was nice.
Yay. Nyhm would definitely have taken some additional pleasure from that.
Nyhm was second shift, right?
Yes.
You saw as the house was pretty much burned down to nothing, and it was just a pile of ash as the rain was hitting it, and it was just smoke coming up from the rain. But you noticed this morning that one of the foundation beams is still up in the house. It was not up when you went to bed.
Oh, that's not good.
That was just Wolverine.
Oh, don't say that shit out loud. I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it out loud.
So, do we bury them at the house and follow the lady?
Yeah, we should probably do that as quick as possible, and because that lady is the only trail we have.
Yeah, only person we've seen around here that wasn't our.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only anything we have.
Well, that's true. How close to the ground are the houses? Let me rephrase that stupid ass question. How close are the roofs to the ground? Are they all one?
They're single
building?
story. They're small.
So
they're almost
Nyhm
huts.
Oh damn. Yeah, Nyhm would keep track near the party by being on top of the roofs, just jumping from rooftop to rooftop, keeping an eye out for everything.
All right, getting up onto the roof. Just give me a perception check.
My perception should be pretty good. It is 17.
You notice smoke coming out of some chimneys. You assume there are residents there, including the chimney in the place you guys are in. You can see up to the north, there appears to be a church. It is the biggest building here. And there is iron fencing around the back. You assume that's a cemetery of some kind. But up ahead of you, you see two bigger buildings that seem to be in the center of the village. One's maybe a tavern, and the other one you're not so sure. It's maybe a little bit smaller than that one.
Well, a couple of places we could go after we bury the bodies. One of them looks like a tavern. It's always good stuff at a tavern.
Yeah, I mean, we could have slept there.
So, diggy dig hole.
Yeah. Does any one of you have a shovel?
Do you not? I don't.
I don't.
Can we
A
punch a
crowbar.
tree and make one out of wood?
If only we had like a creature that was used to digging.
If you have 5 hardwood, you maybe could make a wooden spade. Wait, wrong game. Oh, Nyhm, probably the most obvious thing and the most overwhelming thing when you're on the roof. It probably makes you not want to stay up there for very long, for feeling very exposed up there. Is you just see this big castle on the edge of a ravine, way above. Lightning's, shooting off from it. It's very ominous. It feels like someone's watching you from there.
Truth be told, it felt like there was people watching us in the house that we just burned to the ground.
And I feel like somebody's watching me.
So, yeah. You guys are going to start digging or what?
Where
Look
you
around,
guys?
do we like see
where are you
tools
guys
or
heading?
anything?
We still need to bury the bodies, don't we? Or are you just
Yeah.
saying we're doing it?
I'm sorry, Saxton. I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I said, do we have to sell like, any tools around that we could use to dig real quick?
No conventional tools for digging. All you can find are the iron prods and stuff for the fireplace. I mean, you could use those to dig. There's a little ash shovel thing, but that thing's not really meant for digging.
We could go to one of the houses and ask them if they have a show.
Doesn't the house we burned down have a garden somewhere? Wouldn't it have a shed that may have tools?
Now you got me questioning that.
Sorry.
You look out there, and you think where there used to be one, it's burned down.
Damn it.
As
Would
it
the
was right
metal
next to the
tools have
house.
survived?
Yeah, is there though, like the shovel head?
So long as we can find a shovel head, we can use one of the pokers and, jerry rig it.
You head
I'm
back-
also like super handyman bird thing.
Oh yeah, Artificer.
You head back to the house.
Doesn't answer the question, Scotty.
Give me an investigation check as you look for things you could use to craft a spade. Or maybe parts of a spade, and you can just make a new handle or something.
It's
16.
fine. Give me a short rest and I can make them because I have the right tool for the job.
You took a long rest.
Yeah, do you want to say you made it during your long rest?
If it's allowed. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
sure.
I would have thought about that because my character knows what they can do. Yeah, I will have improvised a shovel. That will vanish soon, but it will do the thing. But I will give it to Saxton. So big muscle, big fan.
Dig.
Where do you dig?
In the backyard of the house.
You head back to the house. You notice that it has burned completely down, but some of the foundation seems to still be there. The wood is black with soot. And the stairway that leads down into the basement is still there.
Oh, we're just gonna ignore the hell out of that.
No sign of a trash monster, though.
That's good. That's very good.
Hopefully that house became an incinerator.
The children appear as you start digging, and they point at the stairs.
Nope. Dig.
What's wrong? What happened?
Thorn, the little boy, says, "That's where the rest are buried."
The rest of your family.
He nods.
Did we see any catacombs underneath the house when we were down there?
We were in the catacombs.
You did not explore all of it. In fact, you guys somehow beeline straight to the end.
We do that sometimes.
It was purely coincidental.
But that's where the monster was.
Let's put it to a vote. Who
I can-
else wants to go back down into the hole?
The girl says, we can show you.
Okay.
You better watch out for the monster, though.
Still raising your hand over there, Hemlock?
Tiny little raccoon paw just...
Am I the only one with any sense of self-preservation in this? Just curious.
It's
I'm-
the kid.
Yes.
I'm just digging a hole over here.
That doesn't answer the question, Saxton.
You
Not going
don't,
downstairs.
don't you think, kids, that you can rest safer here than where the monster is? Or it won't.
I don't think the
Copy.
house will let us. Down there, it's not the house.
Are you kidding?
Don't you guys want to just bury them with their family so they can have just be with their family? But yeah, there is a monster down there.
I really do want to help the kids.
All right,
just
if we
don't
see the
know if I-
monster, we get the hell out.
And maybe we can trick the monster and kill it somehow. Like,
Okay, let's fphrase it optimistically. We weren't attacked until we got to that specific room.
that's true.
If it has retreated back and it's set up by the same rules, so long as we don't go back in that room, we should be fine. But
I mean,
I'm
it
stressing the
wasn't-
word should.
Yeah, it wasn't super fast, so if we play it well, we may have time. If we see that I think it's dangerous. We get out.
We just avoid contact with it.
Yeah, we try to like play hide and seek, but more.
Hide
Super.
and die.
Yeah,
I think that the term would be hide and live at this point.
I mean emphasis on the hide. So yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. I will
Toss
go with
Tim-Tam the shovel and head towards the stairway.
However, I will go first and use all of my stealth to look around the corners as they're leading, just to be absolutely certain. So my
Yeah.
eyes are on the lookout.
All right.
I'm good with that.
I'll have you roll perception check if needed.
Okay. What do you need for my stealth, or do you care?
Group stealth check if you're all going down there and you're all trying to be sneaky. Only makes sense. Group effort
Is
to be
there-
sneaky.
Is there enough darkness or dim light for me to?
Yeah, definitely.
17.
18.
23.
Zilch.
23 for Tim-Tam.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Wow. And
I
then,
thought I was the stealthy one. 18.
all right, you all sneak in there and don't make a stir, not even like a mouse.
Squeak.
Shut up, Saxton.
Ooh. Anyway,
Boo.
you head downstairs, and the kids seem to only appear to coincidentally just point where you need to go. So like you look a direction and they're there and they're like pointing this way, and you don't even go very far in here. It looks like you guys actually beeline straight past all these little sections that had crypts in them, and they lead you to each of their crypts. Girls has chiseled on it Rosa Vandal Durst. And the boys is Thornbolt Durst.
It's an awesome name.
Okay. So we can leave. I mean, put the remains in the resting place.
As you put the remains in their resting places, both kids are gone. They vanish. And you feel like they're at peace. Everybody gets an inspiration point,
Yay.
as per the adventure.
I did not know an adventure could give group inspiration points.
Yep.
We sure as hell didn't run into that in Avernus, now did we?
I just had to collect them like bottle caps.
They kind of gave up on inspiration points by Avernus by the time they published Avernus.
That makes sense.
So
Well,
we should head back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go find those
Aaron,
pastries.
Aren't you feeling great now that you've helped cursed soul Nyhm? Don't
No,
answer. It's okay.
No, I still feel like I died in this house.
You come on.
But you got better.
That is a strong word.
Yeah, let's get out of here before this conversation continues.
Okay.
You quickly head back out of the dungeon. And
Emphasis on
as
quickly.
you're going up the stairs, you notice that there was a burnt beam of the house covering the stairway that you guys could easily move, but it was not there when you guys initially went down.
Saxon.
18 on strength.
Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't a big one, so you probably just one hand it just off. Yeah.
Out of the way.
You punch it into the next house. Okay, to the pastry lady.
All right.
Yep, up
You
to the
follow the
pastry shop.
tracks to find the pastry lady. You know she heads through back alleyways and such. But you eventually do find her at the edge of town.
Any thieves?
She
can't ride?
notices you guys,
Sorry.
and she starts to move a little faster, and she's taking the road out of the village.
Wait!
He's going away from us.
It's just
Since you acknowledge, you're like, wait. She stops, and she pauses for a moment, not looking towards you guys, but then she looks back at you, and she's like, "Oh, hello, dearies. Would you like a dream pastry?" She smiles at you, old lady few with her little needle-like edge teeth missing. She still has most of them.
Insight on what a dream pastry is?
Well, I will ask what it is so you can roll the insight.
So I can what?
Well, I make them myself. All the people in this village seem so sad. It seems to make them happy.
Like all
She
shenanigans.
smiles in little rosy cheeks.
oh well, of course we'll buy some if they make people happy.
Yeah, I have like
That'll be 1 gold each.
Hang on.
so.
I'll give her a gold, I guess.
All right, she goes to hand you pastry, and I gotta look up the details for the pastry, how it looks, because I'm pretty sure it's a meat pie, which is why I was
already
always
have
confused. Which is why I was confused that she calls it a pastry.
It's not Mrs. Sweeney's meat pies, is it?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
This
Ooh,
is
can I have the
sweet.
priest?
Sweeney Todd.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's a small mincemeat pie. It's just, it's so small that even with your tiny little raccoon Mapach hands, it just fits right in your hand.
Ooh.
She doesn't have any straight razors anywhere on the cart at all, does she?
No, you see two levels, and each of them have these little mincemeat pies. Quite a few of them are missing, though. It looks like they might have been full beforehand. And her tarp she has over top of it seems to have done a pretty good job keeping them dry.
I'm gonna
So
stick
I
with
have like
She has a tiny little coin pouch, like in her apron, and she takes her gold coin and puts it there. And she's like, "Thanks, dearie. You're so
what's
sweet."
your name?
My name.
That's like one of the 600 questions they have.
My name is Morgantha. And what's yours, little Corvum?
Oh, I am Tim-Tam. And so the people in this town is, you said it's like always very sad. What town is it?
Oh. As I thought. You haven't been in Kren's Valley long, have you? This is the village of Barovia.
Huh. And where is Barovia? Like east, probably?
Oh. East of where? Castle Ravenloft is just to north. I'm sure that wasn't too hard to spot as she points at it.
Yeah, well, I mean in relation to the wood.
How far are we from
Forest.
Humblewood?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Humblewood? You're in Humblewood.
I'll have to disagree. But okay. And there is any like other town or more people we can figure things out? And where are you from?
Oh, I just live in the old abandoned windmill just northwest of here. If you continue taking the road, you could possibly get to Valaki.
And you think we should? Is there a way back?
I'm just an old lady selling pastries. They aren't so friendly up there. I would try to sell my pastries, but they wouldn't let me in.
Oh,
Oh.
I think our best bet's gonna be to hit up the tavern.
I would stay away from the castle, though. No one comes back from there.
What a big surprise.
noted.
Living from Humblewood, would we know, like, were there like any mountains or high hills in the area?
History check.
Got an 8.
There are mountains in the northeastern part of the border of the wood. Around where you guys were at.
Did we notice them when we were there?
They were kind of in the distance before. They're a bit closer now. But there's no other mountains really in the wood. This has to be the Crest Mountains.
Okay, so it looks like where we were from, but maybe somewhere further in the future?
The future.
Are you saying this in character?
How did we travel?
Out of character?
Well, if no one else wants any pastries, I'm gonna move along and head back home before it gets too dark.
You have a good night now.
You too. What was your name?
I'm Hemlock.
Nice to meet you, Hemlock. Nice to meet you, Tim-Tam.
Same.
Safe travels.
Safe travel. too. It's the windmill is very far.
Oh, it's about a mile or two up the road.
Do you need help?
Oh,
Like-
I've lived in the wood for many a decade now. I can handle myself.
Okay.
If any of them wolves come out of the woods, I'll just give them a pastry. Seems to do the trick.
Oh. Well, it would have been handy, that information, when we arrived. I think we were chased the wolves, maybe? I don't know. Safe travels.
Looking around, are there any tall buildings?
The church that is to the north of the village.
The church, the tavern, and whatever was in front of the tavern were the three largest buildings, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have told you guys that after scouting around.
Is the church got like a tall bell tower?
Nah, it's tiny. It's a tiny one.
Okay, so couldn't get like a perspective of the surroundings.
A little, yeah. It's uphill, so it would be at the highest incline of the village, and it is the tallest building, so it would give the best focal point, or whatever.
Sounds like we need to hit up the synchronization point so we can find out about the area.
I mean, I think you're an arcane trickster, not an assassin, but close. Oh, that would have been perfect. A raptor who's just Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm. A rogue raptor for assassin archetype.
And so what do we want to do?
I think our best bet is to start with the tavern first.
Uh-oh, there's a wolf.
Ah!
Quick,
Okay.
Hemlock, throw one of your meat pies.
Hemlock, your little dream pastry. It's starting to get it was warm. It's starting to get cold.
Oh, I'm gonna eat it. I'll eat it.
Okay.
How about that?
Oh, no.
It is delicious.
Yay!
Constitution saving throw.
Of course it is.
Uh-huh. Saxton, be prepared to carry another body.
8.
Roll me a d4.
Oh boy. 1.
All right,
You're dead automatically. No.
Hemlock.
Yeah.
You see, the rain stop, and it's starting to lighten up, and you're not sure what it is, but everything seems a lot nicer here. The sky is brighter, there's colors more saturated, and when you look down at your feet, you realize you're in a meadow of flowers, and it's all your favorite flowers.
Oh my god. This
And
is exactly what I needed.
And a flying little beetle buzzes over to you, and it's like, "Hi, Hemlock. Let's go on an adventure."
Oh, hi! I didn't know you could talk, but okay. should tell my friends I'm leaving first. But do I see my friends?
No. That's okay. We'll find them. I'll help you.
So she's just lying on the ground, drooling and twitching.
The rest of you
Oh, God.
notice Hemlock smiling, her mouth open, and she's kind of just staring upwards and just not reacting to anything you guys say to her.
Well,
Hemlock?
I mean, I could have called that, but
Meta-wise, you are currently incapacitated and your speed is 0.
okay. So new plan. Hemlock, Saxton, grab Hemlock. We need to hit the tavern and see if we can find somebody to fix this.
All right, fireman carrier.
Okay, as you jostle her around, Hemlock, suddenly you feel like the world shift balance on you, and that's when you immediately realize, snap back to reality, because, there went gravity, because
Oh, no!
Saxton picked you up. So you immediately snap out of it then, when Saxton picks you up.
Where'd the beetle go?
Oh, what?
And
Well,
I don't think I need to tell you this, but you feel a great longing to return to that place.
Yeah, of course I do. There was flowers on the ground. It was so nice. This place would be beautiful.
Yeah, she's stoned.
Yeah, no.
I think it may have been something else.
You're no longer suffering any kind of conditions, Hemlock, meta-wise.
Okay, do you know, like, that old saying, don't take food from strangers? We should start to apply that to ourselves.
Oh, but that was such a nice old lady. I don't know where my accent went. I guess I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sure
Wow,
she's
that was
such a
one heck of a
nice
dream pastry.
just a nice old lady there.
I'm sorry, it sounded like you called her an asshole lady.
She was just nice.
I mean, if the meat pie fits.
I mean, you were like super drag, and I'm pretty sure if we weren't around, you would have died from hypothermia. Maybe.
Hypothermia, nothing. Did you see how her mouth was hanging open? She would have drowned in all this rain.
Yeah, or eaten by wolves. I don't know. This place is horrible. Let's go to the tavern.
So put her down and I guess go to the tavern.
All right.
While we're traveling the city, is there any thieves' cant on the walls or any written, legible? Okay.
A single shaft of light thrusts through the illumination into the main square, the brightness looking like a solid pillar in this heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming that this is the Blood of the Vine Tavern. You can see that it originally read Blood, it proclaims that it's Blood on the Vine Tavern. But you can see the N has been scratched out with an F, so it says Blood of the Vine Tavern. Let's see if we got some not depressing stuff.
Probably not.
But yeah, you guys head inside, and when you head inside, you see, I mean, it's kind of dreary, but it's, you see a bartender, and he seems to be cleaning the glass, and he looks all depressed. He is one of these bat folk. Or if you're curious of what kind of bat folk, I'm going to say he looks kind of like a striped yellow-eared bat. If you want to look that up. And he is cleaning shot glasses. And there's a blazing fire in the hearth that gives a little bit of warmth in here. You see 3 servan, but the servan, instead of being deer anthros, they're goats. They're like goat anthros. all of them have these beards, and they seem to be the only ones that are merry in here, as they're just singing a little song to themselves, drinking wine. They look at least a bit drunk, if not very drunk. And most of the other folk in here you see are these bad folk, which I'll say, without a history check, you all know that this race of folk, this species of folk, are called Batra. They're very rare. You haven't seen them very often in the wood. Apparently they live on the other side of the mountains, the Crest Mountains.
It looks like we are on the other side of the mountains. Just to
Do we
guess.
know? Is it still morning?
It would definitely be afternoon by now, because you took a long rest.
All right.
It's hard to tell. Everything's gray here.
Let's converse with the bartender to see exactly where we are from where we were.
You go to ask him that. This is a little too busy. They're not very chit-chatty here, but this will have to do. And he does not respond. He seems to completely ignore you and continue cleaning the glass. When he finishes that one, he puts it away and goes to the next one. Hello, welcome to Blood of the Vine. Would you like some wine?
Hello, I'm Hemlock. These are my friends.
Never makes eye contact with you guys and continues cleaning the glass. His fur seems desaturated, very dull colored.
Do we smell the scent of pastries on him at all?
No.
So I'm going to look around the rest of the area for any other interesting people or information, notice boards, fuse cant, reading lips.
Glass of wine is 1 copper, and a pitcher's of silver.
What is silver?
A pitcher of wine.
Oh. Do you have food?
We have wine.
Okay.
I mean,
The
wine is
finest
liquid
wine.
grapes.
The finest wine on this side of Kren's Valley.
Did he say fine? V-I-N-E or fine? F-I-N-E?
Oh, actually, he would have an accent. But I can't do it like depressed Transylvania accent, but Transylvania accent.
The finest wine. That was French.
Yeah, see, that's what I would have done. I'd have been
Just
like,
bleh at the end of the
bleh,
sentence.
bleh, bleh.
I do not speak like that. Anyways.
I mean,
Yeah,
French
the
is
vine is
fine.
vine.
Anywho.
I'll
yeah.
pass him a
looking,
copper for a
looking.
glass.
Oh, sorry. You get a glass.
Yeah, but I'm going to examine it before downing it.
All right. Perception or investigation. Are you proficient with brewery tools?
No, but I got 11 on perception.
Okay, it was a long shot. I'm just like, there's not many times you get to use brewery tools. Yeah, no, it seems like just normal wine.
Yeah, I take a
Smells
sip to try
fine.
it.
The little sip's fine. The color isn't weird. It's red wine.
I'm not tripping balls or anything.
Yet.
It's a little bitter, a little dry, but I mean, it's wine.
Yeah, as long as I don't go into pyrovision.
Sitting at the bar, the Batra looks over at you, your group, seeing that you're obviously outsiders and are just like nervously looking around to see if there's anyone of use. And he says, a pitcher of wine for each of them. My treat. And the barkeep, without even like fully nodding or anything, just gets 4 pitchers and gives them to you guys. And he hands the barkeep 4 silver. Let's see what your passive perceptions are. Okay, Hemlock has the highest passive perception. So you notice these coins seem to be of some custom minting. You do not recognize the fellow that is on these coins, but you see what looks like one of these Batra, and his face is imprinted on it. When this guy paid for the wine.
Do the coins strike any resemblance to the seal on the letter that came with the bottle of wine that I'm not carrying?
No seals. Okay, now it does actually. The back of it has that seal, the tail end of the coin.
Let's see.
So, can I ask a question? Who is this?
As you hold that up, everybody like hushes a bit. And
Oh,
he
I
says,
put my foot in it, didn't I?
and he says, that is the lord of these lands, Count Strahd von Zarovich.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Placing a guess, he's the one at the castle.
Yes, he is the Dark Lord over these lands.
Oh, great. Another Voldemort.
Well, yeah, we saw that coming, right? That was the Dark Lord. Everything is.
Can you tell us anything about the Count von Sunvich?
Well,
Yeah.
I can tell you a few things, since you seem very new here, and if you want to survive, I think this is stuff you need to know. But 1, do not go through the mists. Those that venture through never survive. 2, never speak his name out loud, for you never know when he's listening.
You mean like you just did?
Yes.
Okay.
After acknowledging that, the 3 goat anthros are just like, what happened to the music? Let's get the music going. And
Wow.
they get the music start going. Yes.
Didn't know they were Italian.
Yes, they are.
Giuseppe, start the music.
Rude.
This is the night.
Those 2 dogs in the corner eating spaghetti together? Huh.
That's French, I think.
What?
Or is that Italian? Were they in Italy for that? Or
Are
were they
you
in France?
kidding me?
They're,
They were in an Italian restaurant.
they
It's
were in
been-
an Italian restaurant.
It's been like 20 years.
Wow.
They're in like New England or something,
Yeah.
but it's an Italian
It's
restaurant.
an
an
Italian
Italian
restaurant
restaurant.
that they are out back with. Yeah.
I mean, they're eating spaghetti. That's the Italianist thing to eat.
Well,
In
to
in
be
a-
fair, the chefs were also Italian.
Yeah.
In a hushed tone, he puts his bat hand talon over, and just like goes to whisper stuff to you. Strahd is the vampire. He dwells in that castle. No one is welcome there.
A vampire? I don't know about that.
Roll me
Maybe-
religion checks, because in Humblewood, there's never been a mention of a word vampire before.
Is that for all of us or her?
Yep. You might as well said, Strahd is a vanchkapuch. To you guys.
12.
Zoom time.
Only a 5 from me.
Oh, that's an 18 for me.
It's a 2. It's a 2.
Tim-Tam?
At 12.
Okay. Nyhm, you have heard the term before, for it's some kind of undead. but some like exceptional kind. It's not just a skeleton.
Would I have run into any of them on my pursuits as a bandit?
No,
Just the rumors.
just a rumor.
Which she passes on to us.
And not immediately. Obviously, we're in the middle of a crowded place with a lot of, well, somewhat of going on. They would or she would eventually tell you in a hushed tone after our bat friend would move away.
I can explain more, but first,
Would you like to know more?
I would ask you for some help. My stepsister, Irina. I need to get her out of this village. Strahd has been stalking her for the last few days.
Oh, so there's the train tracks. Okay. How would we?
Train tracks?
No,
The same.
that was out of character.
Out of care? No, I'm kidding.
No,
Good.
The Dark Lord, the one pie thing, it's stalking your stepsister.
Yes, the devil is.
And there's a way out.
A way out of the mists? No. The mists
No,
have
I mean-
enclosed these lands for centuries now.
So then, how would we get her out?
I was going to take her to the fortified town to the north, Valaki. Should be safer there.
Okay, seems like a good place we should probably go to.
Well, anything would have to be better than this small town.
Anything you can tell us about this vampire thing?
So how is it spelled? Like,
Here, let me type it for you in Zoom.
And how do we take care of one?
of one pie? I mean, I guess.
Keep your head low and don't get his attention.
If it's just one pie, maybe we should send Hemlock after him.
Well, it's a van of pies.
I think you may have
A
misread that.
vampire.
Oh. So it involves fire, then.
I mean, it
Oh.
can.
He's a fireman? That's not
Something
a
like
very
that.
thing to call
mean-
somebody.
It may have like a one of fireballs or something if it's a one fire.
During the day, we should be fine. Vampires rest in their coffin during the day. Or at least, I assume they do. The devil himself does.
What coffin? What are you doing?
What
Oh,
idiot sleeps in a coffin?
One who is supposed to be dead but is not.
oh. I've met a lot of those lately.
So yeah, I'm liking this less and less every minute.
At the night, he can summon wolves and vermin to do his bidding. He can also transform into one of these creatures of the night.
Uh,
But the worst
Okay.
part is when he's not in any of those forms. His mere gaze can dominate you.
Okay, so yeah, I can
Sounds
see why you
awful.
want to get your stepsister out of the town. The other town, once we reach it, does it have a lot of resources, different shops, places where we can actually get things?
It has a few things. And for one, it has a wall. And guards. Which is much more than this little village.
That's to say the least. Guys, what do you think? I think we should help, if nothing more than to get directions to the next town.
I
Of
think we should-
course we'll help you.
I think we should go there and maybe we should take everyone.
I doubt you're going to be able to pull everybody from this town, but
What is people even doing here?
How
Oh,
far away is this town? City?
It will be a few hours of travel on foot. I
Can
suggest we
make
do it
before dark.
I suggest we do it tomorrow morning. We would not make it if we left now.
does this tavern have any beds?
Yes. I believe it does.
I don't want to go back to the other place we were resting. Don't want to say squatting in front of somebody else. So I say we stick here for the night, guys.
Yeah, let's stay here for the night and have like good wine breakfast tomorrow morning.
Hmm.
Actually,
So, are you offering any reimbursement to help escort your sister out of town?
Reimbursement is surviving another day. More information.
I have a feeling information is a lot like platinum at this point. We are horribly uninformed, and we need to know what's going on. I say we do it.
sounds like a plan.
Right.
Then follow me. And he gets up, and he goes to leave the tavern. Do you follow?
I thought we were
Yep.
waiting until the morning,
thought we
but
were-
sure.
I guess we're doing it live.
No,
We'll bunker
I-
down at my house until morning.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's nice.
And he heads across the road, this main road, to the next biggest building.
That makes sense.
And you see... oh, wrong building, my bad. Across the street, however, you see another sign that says Bildrath's Mercantile. And it appears to be a shop of some kind. And there is a light out front.
Mercantile.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go there after we get settled. Nobody minds?
No, I mean, I probably would like to sell stuff and buy stuff.
Then you should probably do that now, then. I must warn you, Bildrath doesn't bargain.
Still worth a
Okay.
shot to look in the shop.
I just want to get rid of my crossbows.
He stays outside, this Ismark character. And you guys go to head
By the
in.
way, what's your name?
The name is Ismark.
Ismark.
People in this village call me Ismark the Lesser.
Oh, I thought it
Oh.
was.
The
Oh, hi,
lesser.
smart.
Lesser than 3.
Did you just, US?
No.
That was smooth. That was freaking smooth.
And I missed it.
Me too.
Oh, you didn't hear him say it again?
And I just said, oh, hi, smart.
Oh,
I did not hit her. I did not.
right. You
Bullshit.
you head in you head inside, and it appears to be a general store. Quite a few of the goods in here seem to have been collecting a little bit of dust. I don't know. It just seems like they don't get much business here. But you see another. I'm pretty sure he's a Batra. Yes. With very big ears. He's a striped, yellow-eared bat. Anthro. And he has a bunch of stuff for sale. Now, what he has for sale is anything in the equipment adventuring gear table in the player's handbook, but only stuff that's under 25 gold worth of value.
Does he purchase?
Do you ask?
Yep.
What are you selling? Head, elbow on the desk. What are you selling?
Okay, I wait for the others to be like looking at all of the other goods in the store before pulling out the jewelry box that I took from the death house.
We know your shape, it's fine.
Yes, but you never saw me take it. That's the whole point. I do not want you
No,
guys
I
to
know, I
know
know.
that I took it.
Alright,
But
so
obviously-
Nyhm just pulls out a super valuable jewelry box out of nowhere that none of
That
you have
they-
seen before.
That they would not have seen because of exactly what I just specified.
Yeah.
Waiting for them to be looking around the store. So they would not have seen the jewelry box that I'm trying to pawn.
I love how
Are
we
you-
are all
Are you
selling
all
abroad.
conveniently away from Nyhm? Just browsing?
I guess I will sell my crossbows first, then, and I will leave, asking myself
Perusing.
like, why is Nyhm not doing anything, waiting for us to leave?
You
But
go
I
to
won't-
sell the crossbow.
I'm not very smart, so I won't take like super notice of that anyway.
You go to sell the crossbow. What kind of crossbow?
I am selling a light crossbow, the crossbow bolts, and I will also sell just to take the stuff I will never use. I will keep my boomerang, but I will sell the spear too. So spear, light crossbow, and 20 crossbow bolts.
Spear. Let's see. Oh, there you are. He's just like, okay, here you go. And he hands you 3 gold.
Okay, I'll take it.
You know that your crossbow's worth at least 25.
I know.
Okay. You notice the coins have that bat face on it. Anyone else buy or sell anything here?
If he has a rain catcher, I'd buy one.
Raincatcher, Raincatcher.
I think I have one.
You notice he didn't have any weapons for sale. He only has what's in the adventuring gear in the PH, which is page 150. If you
No,
have
that
it.
was Nick's. Never mind.
I'm trying to find the equivalent.
So yeah, Mav, Lluis, for all that time in Avernus that we spent, Nick's had rain catchers.
What's a rain catcher?
It's basically almost like a little tarp that you can set up that it catches rain, so you can put it in like a water skin.
Oh,
Yeah, in Avernus.
super useful.
Yeah.
Actually,
mean-
they have the Raincatcher's prices in Tomb of Annihilation. So let me...
I was
I
looking
mean,
on 5e, it's 1 gold.
It does catch rain, so it makes
Is it?
sense.
Is it in there? I don't know where... Are you looking on D&D Beyond?
No, I'm looking on 5e tools.
Oh, I don't know how canon that stuff is. But, okay, so it's 1 gold, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I got. 10 gold.
Haggle.
Press X to haggle.
How do you haggle?
I'll give it 1 gold for it.
10 gold.
1 gold or a fist.
If you want it
No.
badly enough, you'll pay for it. Snaps his fingers. You hear from the back, heavy stomping. Coming up from behind in the storage area appears to be another Batra of the same kind, the yellow-eared. But he is swole, and he stands at least a foot taller than everybody else here. And he's like, "Oh, what do you want, Uncle?" He's like, "Just making sure you're here to prove a point, in case anyone's trying to do anything shifty."
Rex.
Oh, you want me to beat someone up?
Oh,
I can do that, Uncle. Not yet. Okay, alright, okay.
so who
10
wants to see?
gold or no sale, and he takes it back.
2 gold, or I lay out your nephew.
Can we not?
No, it's happening.
He steps in front of you, the muscular one. No one hurts my uncle. I punch people that hurt my uncle.
Hey,
They usually stop moving after I punch them.
Oh no. okay. This is all just a big misunderstanding.
It is?
Yeah, of course it is. We're friends.
I misunderstand a lot of things.
Oh, me too.
Don't we all?
No, not all of us do.
Yes, like breathing with your mouth closed.
I will put.
You
the
say that, and he
detective
like closes
outfit.
his the big guy closes his mouth.
Breathe through your nose.
It's gonna
Remember to
suffocate
breathe
us
through
all.
your nose.
Look, we're all stressed. We're strangers. This place is awful. There's like a vampire thing.
Yeah.
It's
So,
launched
yeah.
that.
We're just doing here business. Can you help us a little bit?
Oh,
We're trying to
my
do
uncle
good.
does the business. Uncle, what business you got? Well, I sell stuff here.
And you're doing a great job and a good service. Thank you. We just want to help a poor woman who is being stalked by a vampirian thing.
I don't care. If you're gonna buy or sell things and you can stay, otherwise leave. I have other customers to attend to. Immediately, you guys like look back and there's no one else.
That is fair. So, peace out. And I will leave. I don't want to know what happens here.
I honestly thought you had just said piss off. Wow.
Ah,
Yeah, so Nym's gone. Nym is keeping their stuff, not even attempting to do it. Business.
Thank you for visiting. Come back soon. I like them. They're nice.
Question.
Uh-huh,
The
uh-huh,
ones-
uh-huh.
No, not.
Oh,
Damn.
sorry.
To the universe. To
Yes.
the universe.
Mm-hmm. This shop is my universe.
Okay, Scotty, I'll wait until you're actually going to respond to me.
I want Scotty to
What's
like roleplay the sun.
This is my favorite NPC to roleplay in this adventure. But sorry, go ahead. What?
There is a question I want to ask if Nyhm may have noticed. In this town...
Go ahead,
Okay.
sorry.
In this town, there have been several less than... What's a good word for it? Several depressed people. Of the ones that we've encountered, are there any marks on their necks? Or any marks that Nyhm would have noticed?
With your passive perception, no.
Not even with the religion roll to know what I'd be looking for?
Nope.
Okay.
You weren't looking for it until a few
Until just now.
minutes ago, yeah.
Okay. So... Okay, no, I'm already out of the shop, so I will take that information for future recon. Okay, that's all I had.
So, yeah, we'll wait here, I guess, for the rest to finish.
Are you still trying to get him to only do 2 gold?
Yes.
Or, okay. Okay. Hemlock goes up to the guy behind the counter.
The name's Bildrath.
Hi, Vildrath. I'm Hemlock. I think that you are going to take my friend's offer. And I cast Enthrall.
What save do I need for that?
Wisdom.
How does a 4 sound?
It doesn't. He's charmed by me.
What does Enthrall do?
Any creature, okay. On a fail saved. Damn it. I thought that. Target has disadvantage on wisdom checks made to perceive any other creature or you until the spell ends. I thought this did something else. God damn it. This is what I get for not. I thought it was just charm.
His eyes widen a little bit, and he like takes his head off his arm in the counter, and he just stares at you.
Okay, I'm just going with it because Hemlock would not know what this spell would do. So, like I would. So
Saxton, he looks really distracted. Like he's just super focused on Hemlock.
Takes the rain catcher, leaves 2 cold on the counter.
Give me a sleight of hand check because his nephew is still there.
Why was I not in there doing this?
Dirty 20.
Oh, I don't even need to look that up. Alright, you take it without his nephew or him noticing. Actually, yeah, no. He has disadvantage. I'm going to say he doesn't see it.
All right, we're done here.
You have a nice day.
You have a nice day, too.
Yeah.
Huh? You have a nice day, you furry friend.
Oh.
I like the flowers.
Oh, I take a flower out and I hand it to him.
He sniffs it. His little bat ears twitch. And he sniffs it.
I gotta get more flowers. More
What
friends.
It wasn't like a secret like CR15 or something, was it?
What's your strength?
10.
Let me see.
Your strength is 10?
I'm very dexterous.
Ah,
Yeah, he looks like he could bench press you.
Stronger than you.
Doesn't matter if the punches hit.
He looks like he's more than capable of taking you on. He looks kind of foolish, but he's got like that Goku foolishness to him, where maybe most of his brain power goes to fighting, and not much else.
so
Anyway.
yeah.
So you do take that rain catcher.
Is it still raining outside?
Yeah, it's a slight drizzle.
All right, I'd store the wood part of it and use the tarp as a poncho.
Okay. Slight tangent. I've ran this campaign back when it first came out in 2016. And that group, when they met this guy, had what most people's reactions were is like, wow, what an asshole. With the prices he charged. And I don't think they bought anything. And they got into a tussle with the nephew, and the nephew might have knocked out a few of them. And they were all martial characters.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was then, and this is now.
Basically, I think he's saying that Hemlock just saved your ass.
Maybe.
Yeah, because we stormed out of the store.
As you head out, and Ismark looks at you all, raises an eyebrow, seeming like he's wanting to hear a reaction from you guys of the store. Arms crossed.
It was great.
1 out of 5 would not recommend.
Well, it's the only store that we have. That's why he can get away with it. And he turns around, and you hear like the leathery wings of his dramatically flap as he turns around.
Which is
What
why
kind of
I'm waiting
bad are
for the
they?
next
Like-
town.
Vampire bat?
He's a he is okay. So I went and break down and like took all the NPCs from this adventure and tried to make them into
Bullfolk.
a Humblewood race. Most of them are going to be Batra because I was going to say like this is kind of their land that they're from. Ismark is a brown long-eared bat. So if you look up brown long-eared bat,
Okay.
you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now and post it in Discord for you.
Let me guess. The nephew was a fruit bat.
The nephew.
No, because it had small ears.
All right.
What's the nephew's name again? I don't think he
That's
ever
like
told you
for
his
the-
name.
Fruit bats are the flying foxes, right? Or at least we call them like that here. I don't know.
You're not gonna look at Ismark respectively now, but he's the Antler version of one of these. I
Okay.
just posted. And
So cute.
both the shop owner and his nephew are striped yellow ear bats, which I'll also post. They aren't as cute. They're still cute. Most bats are pretty cute. But,
Yeah.
here you go. So yeah, sorry folks at home, you're just gonna have to Google it yourself. The right, the mansion. So a weary looking mansion squats behind a rusted iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn, and the right gate lies cast aside, with the left swings lazily in the wind. Stuttering squeal and the clang of the gates repeats with a mindless precision. Precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path along the domain. Heavy claw markings have scraped the once beautiful finish on the walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed this mansion. Not a pane or a shard of glass stands in any window, and all the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. Heading inside, you see the interior is well furnished, yet the fixture shows signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. You notice that they are holy symbols of the Dawn Mother, which is the big swan deity, Kren, and her symbol is a sun with 2 feathers. So there's a bunch of those everywhere. You also notice what appears to be a Batra lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers, and you smell a faint odor of decay.
Oh.
Right, cheery place you got here.
Also in here is another Batra lady. She's very pretty in Batra standards. She is Honduran white bat, which I don't think I pronounced correctly, but I'll also post that for you guys as well.
Hi.
And she has very light yellowed bat ears, and the nose snout is yellow, and the rest of her is like white fur. And she says, "Ismark, why'd you bring strangers here? They might be working for him." He says, "Oh, do not worry. We can trust them. They are outsiders." Pardon me, but pardon my father's mess.
Okay.
As he looks over at the man in the coffin. We haven't got a chance to take him up to the church.
That's...
Is there something wrong with the church, or is it just that you haven't had the time?
Well, most people around town have been staying away from us, because the devil has had his eyes on Irina the last few days, and no one wants to forsake his wrath and interfere.
It's fair. So,
We can stay here for the night, and then afterwards, Irina, we are leaving this village. And she says, not until we give our father a proper burial. And then he says, there's no proper burial here. This whole place is unhallowed. It is all under the eyes of the devil himself. He would not give us rest.
So is this casket closed?
Nope, it's open.
Hmm.
Don't need a medicine check. He is dead.
So I do want to see if there are any like marks on this one
On
on the corpse. Just
okay.
not getting immediately like hovering over the corpse with a magnifying glass, but
I mean, to examine a body, you'd kind of have to.
never mind.
I can make you a magnifying glass.
Give me a medicine check. Since you're looking at him.
Okay, I thought you said we didn't need medicine. Oh wait, that's
Well,
right.
you didn't need medicine to know
dead.
he's dead,
All right,
but you wanted to know more.
I got you.
You did would you like to know more? And then I'm like, medicine check.
15.
He looks like he's been dead for 3 days. You don't notice anything, at least noticeable for cause of death.
Okay.
Seeing that you're examining the body, Irina says, the house has been assaulted by the devil and his minions for the last few days. My father's heart couldn't take it.
Mm.
He fell in this very room 3 days ago.
Maybe you should cover up the coffin so it doesn't make you sad. I'm Hemlock, by the way.
They would still
Irina,
know what's in the coffin.
Irina Koliana. She puts out a hand to you for a handshake, Hemlock.
I shake her hand.
It's unfortunate that you had to meet us in such dire straits.
Maybe we should help with the burial thing. I mean, I
Yeah.
know spirits can't rest if you don't like do a good farewell and let the remains rest.
See? The Corvum agrees with me. We should get him buried as soon as possible. He's right. Why did you call me by my name? You normally call me brother. Oh, sorry. It's just so the players knew who was talking, because I have the same voice for both of us. Oh, okay. Irina. Anyway. So,
The light out.
Irina looks at the rest of you, and you notice a bit of drive in her, and motivation. She's like, with this amount of people helping, we could get the father to the church and get him buried before the sun even sets. Then we could leave tomorrow. How about that? And she turns around dramatically. I like to think, even though in Humblewood none of them have humanoid hair, we'll just say for the sake, that some of you can have humanoidish hair if you'd like. She has long, flowing Auburn hair. It's kind of wavy. Got that born with it, you know. No, go ahead.
No, I just imagine the same picture you send us with the hair.
Wait,
It
which
just
one?
makes me giggle. The last one.
Yeah.
That's super cute, but with the long
Yeah.
hair.
Well, she is very beautiful. You do notice, Nyhm, that her neck does have 2 little puncture holes on it.
This place just keeps getting better and better. With that religion check earlier, I know what that means, yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna see if she notices you. She does not. So you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Cool.
Well, the light isn't gonna stay up forever.
Let's go.
And she goes to get the lid. and she says, she doesn't say anything to him, but you can see a bit of remorse on her face as she goes to cover his face with the lid, possibly seeing him for the last time. And she starts nailing the lid on the hammer. Conveniently enough, we'll say somewhere in this mansion, since the place is kind of a wreck, there is a shovel.
I
You guys
still
don't
have my
really-
shovel.
You guys don't really need one now, but
No.
or any other little mundane tools like that, if you guys wish.
Well, 2 shovels make it go faster, so.
There's
And
a
take a hoe. Also, a hoe. Also. Just in case.
okay. I just realized I still have the tavern music going.
We were having a wake.
This is the much more accurate one for the
It
current
was a good
situation.
old-fashioned Irish wake.
But we didn't start a fight. I mean,
Yet.
you almost did, but
So do you all help her after she's got the coffin all nailed up and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not stupid enough to go anywhere without the party, so it looks like I'm going with the party.
Okay. I'll say to carry the coffin comfortably, there'll need to be 4 people, which will include Irina and Ismark. So 2 of you would need to help.
I'm a foot shorter at least than everybody else here. I would not be able to carry that thing.
I
got
will
my-
help.
I would. Well, yeah.
All right. So you all help carry it and escort all the way to the church, which is an uphill climb through the mud and cobblestone road, all the way up to the church. Atop a slight rise, against the roots of the pillar stone that supports the castle above you, stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. Hey, there is a bell tower. The bell tower rises towards the back. A flickering light shines through the holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feasibly against the load. As you approach the church doors, you see the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. Is there?
So
No, he does not have a one for the church. So I think we'll just keep this going. Yeah.
gonna keep my eyes open, head on a swivel. I'm gonna look for anything that's about to cause problems. Other than Saxton.
Map of the place. There we go. Those of you that are not holding the coffin up, do one of you knock on the door or open the double doors or anything?
I mean, I guess we don't have a choice.
All right. You knock on the church doors, and there's no answer. But you do notice the doors are unlocked.
Okay, open the doors.
Why do we need to go inside if we're going to be burying them outside?
At this point, I would have thought you'd had to have gone through the church to get anywhere else, but that does make sense.
You do see a path off to the right that leads to the cemetery in the back.
I just close those doors.
You hear a soft voice that seems to be reciting a prayer in the place before you shut the door.
Well, as long as she doesn't have a medallion and is covered in bandages, I think we'll be fine.
And around to the graveyard.
Ismark's like, let's put this down for a second, and starts lowering the coffin. We should get Father Donovich so he can get on with the burial ceremony.
I'll go get him. Guessing he was in the church?
It's where he lives.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll go on through. You guys wait here.
The doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall that leads into a brightly lit chapel. And I guess I'm just going to turn off ambiance because there's no crying in here. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each sides of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see the chapel is strewn with debris, and you can hear that same soft voice reciting a prayer.
Can I tell?
Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises from beneath the floor. You all hear that outside as well.
Oh, good lord.
You also hear
Nyhm?
Nyhm curse.
And
Nyhm?
charge.
Yeah, let's go. Nyhm, are you okay?
Fine so far. That wasn't me.
You all run inside and see nothing's of the matter. It was very clearly, though, Nyhm, since you were inside, it was underneath the floorboards.
The scream or
The scream.
Oh,
All the
great.
way out into the main church in the chapel. You can see it's in shambles, with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles are mounted in candlesticks, candelabras light every dusty corner, in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up to the bell tower.
Great. That's the father, I presume.
He notices you and stops praying, and he goes to get up. And you notice that the father is wearing Dawn Mother priestly robes, so very white and gold, but it's all faded and stuff. It's soiled. It's like he hasn't washed it in quite a while. And he is a Luma. And for those that don't know what a Luma is, they're the dove/pigeon anthros. They're the smallest of the bird folk on average. But his feathers are all in a mess, and he's all ruffled. He looks like he hasn't slept in a long time. He's like, oh, sorry, pardon me. His I can't really voice it, but his voice is very quiet and hoarse.
Hello, Father. We need you to do a farewell. Do we know the name of the...
Their burgomaster at the village died 3 days ago. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We need you to administer the last flights.
Yes, of course. I could see that actually being a thing for humble folk.
Jesus Christ.
At least around the birthfolk.
Yeah. He says, yes, I'll be able to do that for you. Perhaps tomorrow. And then he goes, and then Ismark says, no, we should do it now before it's dark. And then as the priest is about to say something, you'll hear from down below, from beneath the chapel floor, a young man's voice cry out, Father, I'm starving!
Oh, no.
And he says, and the priest says, oh, sorry, forgive my son. He is not well.
Let me guess. Does he happen to have 2 bite marks on his neck?
Why do you ask?
Because if he's that kind of hungry, I think I may know why you've locked him downstairs. It's a hunch.
Is he all right? Should we help him?
That's questionable.
Okay. Can you do the last blessing first?
Yes, we should do that first before discussing other things. Says the priest.
Yeah, before the night comes, please, because I've heard that's the worst.
Yes, and before the march starts. All right, let's follow me. I think there's a
the
lot.
what?
What?
I'm gonna have to ask you about that after we're done with the rites here.
As you guys take the coffin out, and I'll say some of you help dig a hole. There's already a hole dug, but it looks like it's just one made just to be ready. And since it's been raining and stuff, it kind of sunk in a little bit. So you guys don't have to dig the complete, 6 feet of hole, but you still gotta dig a bit. And as you're digging, it says, the priest tells you, yes, the march of the dead. Every night at midnight, ghosts go in procession and head up to the castle. They are of all sorts of folk, some bird and some humble. All of them were like you, all of them strangers to these lands. He nervously sips from his wineskin.
Is that why there's so many claw marks everywhere? Say, on the chapel, along the roads, on the door?
Yes, those are from the devil and his minions. As he kind of looks up nervously. You guys can't really see the castle from here, because you guys are kind of directly below the ravine. But you definitely know that's what he was looking up at.
And lowering the casket into the grave.
Right. So, you guys get it lowered into the grave. And Donovich offers prayers to the Dawn Mother in exchange for Colin Adranovich, the former burgomaster of Barovia village, deliverance from Barovia.
So we just buried the former mayor.
Yes. But once the ceremony is finished, Priest Donovich looks over at the rest of you and says, I assume you're trying to hasten this so you can leave the village as soon as possible. Yes?
Don't want to be caught outside at dark.
Yes, that's understandable. I propose that you should take her to the Abbey of Saint Markovia in Kresik. It's a bit further away than Veliki. But, he might be able to be more of a bastion of good against this den of evil.
Would we be able to make it there before dark? Or can we rest in the first town?
I would suggest resting in the first town.
That's what I was thinking too.
You can hear from the church pounding.
Maybe you should go help your son.
I've been trying for almost a year now. I just have to keep my faith. Excuse me. And he hurries back into the church, and he heads back to the altar. And he goes back to kneeling and starts praying to the Dawn Mother again.
Do I have full information on all of this, on everything that's happening?
I mean, you weren't unconscious to.
No, I mean the whole.
Somebody's ringing my doorbell.
Oh, yeah,
it's a very weird doorbell. I apologize.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I meant more. Would Nyhm know the causes and aspects of vampirism from that religion role? Or...
I mean, it would be safe to assume.
Okay, so
I would say you know the bare basics.
Okay.
For vampires.
Okay.
They drink blood. They can make more of them.
Right. So in this case, after the priest left for the prayers, that's when Nyhm would tell everybody what's going on. The bite marks, the screaming, what most likely that is, the fact that the son and probably daughter are vampires because of the bite marks. He's keeping them down there to prevent them from doing anything else. That's why they're starving. They haven't had blood.
Hemlock, you have the highest passive perception,
Mhm.
so you can make out some of the words he's muttering in his prayers. And most of them are trying to ask, he's asking the Dawn Mother to save his son, essentially.
Mm. Ugh.
It's almost a mad rambling.
Oh boy.
So I think we should pick up the pace here.
Should we help him?
It's nothing we can do to help. I don't know of any cure, and he's doing the best he can.
The only cure you know is death.
So we could either hope to find something else or ask the priest if he wants us to kill his children.
I mean, we can only help so much. If we have to help every single one here, we will never end because, again, this
You're
place is the
interrupted
worst.
by a scream from the floor below you, and he's just like, "I'm so hungry."
So yeah,
Sounds in
I think
pain.
we need to go ahead and get a move on before this becomes an argument of morality.
Why do you do this to me, Father?
Would Nyhm have? Would she
The
have?
father
told us-
starts to try to pray harder, and he just like a tear goes down his face.
ways to kill the vampires?
They already told, or she already told you that they don't know of a cure. Oh, ways of killing vampires.
Yes.
I'm assuming the bare basic wouldn't be the stake to the heart or
Silver.
Sunlight?
You know you would know sunlight is something they don't like. Burns them.
Okay. So yeah, other than having them out for a party in the day.
But you've noticed even during the day here, it's very cloudy. Not sure if it's sunny enough here that it would do anything.
Oh, blanket protection with fog. Is that why the mist surrounds this place? So yeah, I say we get a move on before anybody else tries to do something stupid that would get us into even more trouble. And we've already got one quest that we're working on.
So are we staying at that one person's place for the night and then heading out in the morning?
Yeah.
That was the original plan. So I say we book it back there, bar the doors, and definitely keep another watch.
Would you have told us about the daughter?
What daughter?
The daughter of the Burgermeister we just helped bury.
Oh, right. No. She's not buried. Oh, wait.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. My bad. I'll shut up.
Nyhm noticing the bite marks.
I think what
That's
he's
fine.
asking is, would Nyhm have told the rest of them about the bite marks on Irina?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
So the biggest question is, why hasn't she effectively turned? But it's a possibility that something else has to be done, like with that priest's kid. And I say we don't take a chance and still get a move on.
Okay.
I guess we have to be extra careful at night.
If you weren't being extra careful from the first night that we were here, considering the house we found.
I wasn't extra careful the first night.
So yeah, the answer to that is yes, we need to be extra careful. So let's go ahead and pop on back then.
All right, you guys head back to the manor. Exhausted from carrying the coffin around a whole bunch and digging holes and whatnot. Dealing with that whole situation going on in the church.
Okay, yeah, that'll work.
And you try to get some rest. There is some furniture in here Few beds. Ismark would allow you guys to stay in the guest room, or at least. But this is definitely a mansion that has not been well kept.
And with that being said, Nyhm is still going to put up their own little cot because they are too small to be taking up any of a larger portion of a bed somebody else could use.
I'm guessing we're all staying in the same room.
You notice Ismark stays in the same room with Irina.
I mean, us four.
I think we have a choice.
No, there's a lot of rooms in here. It's a mansion, after all. It's just not all of them are bedrooms. The living room has a few couches.
Nyhm probably
They're old, but it's better than the floor.
Nyhm would set up the cot near the couches.
Okay. So, as you all set up for the night, who's on what shift? If any shifts.
Guess I'll take first shift again.
I'll take second.
I'll take third if there's a third.
All right.
And if there's a fourth, I'll take it. If not, I'll sleep.
Hemlock was third. Who was first and second? Sorry.
Saxton first, Nyhm second.
Okay.
Who's on first?
No, what's on first?
No,
Who's on second?
Saxton's on first, not who. There's
Yeah,
a famous
who's on
there's a
first?
famous
Who?
doctor, Strig, named Doctor Who, though.
Mm,
Bad owl puns aside. The Saxton, you hear during your shift outside wolves howl. But you guys are in the village. It's in the distance, you know. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Nyhm. During your shift, you hear a knock on the door.
Okay.
Just nice, like,
Okay.
Oh.
I'm assuming that.
I don't know how well that picked up on the mic.
No. Yeah, I
Hear
heard
it.
it. Yeah. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. I'm assuming there are some type of curtains to the side of the door or some type of peephole.
No, there's a wood that's been barred up on the windows and such.
So I can't see past it.
No.
Okay. I'm not taking a chance. I don't answer. I don't make a noise.
May I come in? You can't help but feel like it was to you.
Oh, shit. Do I recognize the voice?
Nope.
I'm going to draw my rapier.
I heard Irina's in danger. Wanted to see if I could help.
I'm sorry. This has nope written all over it. Just going to back away from the door a little bit.
The rain is kind of cold. Can I come in? Dry off a little bit. Hello? I hear you in there.
Bullshit, you do. Nyhm doesn't say a word.
Stealth check?
Absolutely. How's a 24 sound for you?
I know you're in there.
making a move. Got my rapier handy, but I'm not saying a word.
After
Yeah,
that, you
the
don't.
rest of us are
After that,
asleep.
you don't hear anything.
For the rest of my shift.
Yes.
Okay. Whoever's up third, that was
Me.
is that gonna be Hemlock?
Yeah.
So, great. You're gonna love
Yeah.
this. You're gonna love this. I tell Hemlock what happens, and I am, however, going to stay in the same room, even though it's not my watch anymore. That's where Nick. I want to say Nick's, but it's Nyhm. Where Nyhm had set up the cot. So there's at least one person close by.
Do you let the rest of us know? Just be on guard.
Well, you guys are already sleeping, so there's no point in waking the rest of you up if it was just some odd occurrence. However, Hemlock knows, and Hemlock is going to in turn hopefully tell Tim-Tam when it becomes their shift, while Nyhm is sleeping nearby. So, if nothing else, there's at least two people near the door.
So it goes over to Hemlock's shift. And Hemlock, you hear barely over the rain. Just a little paw just go on the door.
Oh.
No, damn you, Scotty.
And I can't see out the window. Oh. Oh no. Oh.
Damn you, Scotty.
I hate this.
I will say this: you have Nym's information. What
Yeah.
you choose to do with that is your character.
Is Nyhm asleep?
Well, she did
Yeah.
just finish her shift, so
Okay.
yes.
This doesn't happen until everybody else is asleep but you.
I wake them up and I try to and I'm like, there's a little animal at the door. I want to let them in, but should I?
No.
But what if it needs help?
Everything in this town has needed help. Our biggest issue, if that's something other than that cute, adorable thing that you're thinking it is on the other side of this door, and we let it in, guess who's going to take the fall for that? No, not just you. They said Irene, it is Irene, right?
Arena.
Arena, yep.
They said Irina was being stalked, hunted. If I was hunting them, I would do some manure like this to try and get the one who's all about the cute and adorable animals to try and let it in. Now, I mean, no offense to you whatsoever, but don't. You heard what happened on my shift. I don't want this to happen to anybody. Do not open that door. Tell you what, I'll do you one better. You go on back to bed. I will take the remaining portion of your shift.
No, it's okay. I won't let them in. Even if I want to. I won't let them in because
Can you promise that 100%?
she crosses her heart.
Is that a good thing that you just did? Or?
Yeah.
Right. So, just so you know, I sleep with a dagger under my pillow.
And you'll
Don't-
kill me if I open the door. That's fine.
Okay, to be fair, I'm killing the first thing that comes through that door, and then I may end up attempting murder on you, yes.
Okay. I won't open the door.
Good. If you need to, plug your ears or something, but I'm going back to bed.
Okay. Good night.
You don't hear any scratching and stuff on the front door for quite a while after that, Hemlock. But right before you're going to wake up everybody, you hear it on the back door. Some...
Do I think that it's near morning enough that this is probably not the same thing?
You're not sure. Most of the windows are boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a window near that door in the back that has like a peak open, and you can like try to look outside and see it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to look outside.
This is really weird. I've never seen Nyhm headbutt the bed in mid-sleep. It's really weird.
You look outside, and it's still dark out. But you see sitting out in front of the door is a tiny, ebony black furred little puppy. It can't be more than like 3 weeks old. And as it looks over at you, it looks real sad at you. And its nose is down, its eyes are up, and its ears are drooped down. And I need a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, can I choose to fail it?
Why?
Because I know that she would. I know that she would. Okay, 19. Fine. I won't choose to fail it. It's 19.
Okay, you are almost swayed by the little puppy's eyes. But you remember that dagger that Nyhm has. And you,
They're gonna kill me if I let you in. I don't want to. And I press my face up against the window. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
its little ears perk up. And, it just... After you say, like, I'm sorry, its ears go back down, and its head droops down, its tail's down between its legs, and it walks away into an alleyway somewhere, and it's getting all wet from the rain, and just fades into darkness quite quickly. Morning rise for everybody, as your shift ends, and we'll end the session there.
Because I met a puppy.
No, you think you saw a puppy. Remember what the guy at the bar was telling us about these creatures being able to turn into other creatures? You don't, do you?
Callie does.
To be fair, I am rather proud that you did not open the doors. That's it. That's
she
all.
Crossed her heart. Just so.
I'm glad you didn't say "hope to die" because there was going to be a whole new line of dialogue from Nyhm on that one.
So on that note, we end it for tonight. Thank you everyone who joined us. Does one of my players here have any plugs? I think I'll start with how it is on the overlay, and we'll start with Hemlock for plugs.
Hello. You can find me at Capt Callie on Twitter. I do art. I have commissions. If you would like to commission me, I would love that. That would be great. Thank you so much. I have my next game is on Saturday at 3 o'clock, where I'm guesting on Chaos Crew on this channel. My character's in a predicament, and
Yeah, they're fine. They haven't been hurt yet.
No, Airly has not been hurt yet, but she
Physically
has, physically, but emotionally, she's hurt a lot. But that's it for me.
All right. We'll go with Tim-Tam next.
You can follow me on Twitter too at Gisabadias. I just hit 10,000 followers, so you will see a dire Blastoise and a dire Pikachu and a dire Mewtwo pretty soon. So look forward to that and check out my Patreon and commission Callie and Scotty.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Saxton, do you got any plugs?
No, nothing on it for me.
All right, just keep being an owl. I don't know.
Who?
Nyhm.
I'm gonna leave them to you. You're yeah.
Right. My bad. Got it. So, next game on this channel will be our Retroverse Corruption game, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you enjoy this show and or any of the other shows hosted on this Twitch channel, all the VODs are listed down below, except for Kren's Valley. I still need to add that down there, which I'm going to do right after the stream. I have an account on Fiverr for freelancing, as Lluis started saying a little bit. I do graphic design and illustrator work. Nothing very specific, except I do a lot of character commissions. This illustration of Bat Strahd that you see in the overlay I made as an example, I guess. I also do book covers. You need help with the book cover design. And on that note, we'll see you all next Wednesday at 7 p.m. to see how everybody does leaving the village of Barovia and heading to Vallaki. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.